Podquest.
So we'll just come up with another bit. I think there should be a bit of a bit.
You just did what I did on the Mortal Kombat Annihilation novel episode.
What does that mean?
You lost your recording like how I lost my recording that time.
Oh, you were saying that to me like, oh, we're here. We're doing it. We're doing the show?
We're doing the show, yeah. And
we're doing the show. I understand now. Okay.
And we're fucking even now.
Yeah.
We both fucked up.
This shit's so crazy. Hikata heard I was talking shit, and he kicked the shit out of my computer, and it's broken now, and I don't have a computer anymore.
Oh, man.
Is what happened.
Who did that to you?
Hikata.
Hikata did that?
Everybody's favorite Mortal Kombat character. You don't know Hikata?
Everybody's favorite. Hikata, he's top tier. He's up there with Asgarth and
Crimmins.
Ramoth, Keeper of the Crystal Realm.
Of course. Yeah.
Man, what a gem we found, Corey.
Dude. Okay. Hold on. Okay. Neal.
Corey.
This is two things. One, better and shorter than Defenders of the Realm.
It is. You can knock this whole thing out in like an hour.
Two, the most batshit fucking crazy excuse to bastardize Mortal Kombat lore I've ever seen.
Okay, well, hold on. Settle down there a little. But also don't, because you're absolutely right.
Look, man, if your whole bit revolves around everybody's favorite Mortal Kombat character, Ruby, being murdered, cue the clip.
I think he's missing Ruby, honestly.
I still don't. I gotta be honest with you. I don't know who Ruby is still to this very day.
You're kidding.
No.
She was the red Ermac ninja in the last episode we watched.
Wait, was she? Hold on.
Yes, dude.
This is not a joke.
Yes, this is not a joke.
That's who they were talking about?
Yes. We just watched it, dude.
Neal, I have to be honest with you. I have to own this. I have to own this now. I was like, oh, who's this completely new character I've never heard of named Ruby? I had no fucking idea what they were talking about. That episode of Defenders of the Realm left my brain so fast that I forgot it that quickly.
Oh my god.
This is genuinely surprising information. No fucking way. Are you kidding me?
Seriously, dude.
Oh boy.
Oh.
Okay. Wow. Sorry. A real professional over here. I didn't even remember who that person was. That's what this show is about.
And that was literally a week ago for you and me at the time of this recording. And you forgot who Ruby was.
Yeah.
And Ruby,
keeper of the cabin, horses.
Keeper of Jax's grandfather's ashes.
Jax's grandfather, as we established, famously loves being high up in the air.
loves altitude, loves elevation, hates horses.
Hates horses, yeah.
Ruby is the key. She's the key, dude. She is the key to making the entire timeline. My argument.
This is the largest theory boys to date. Big theory boys. Big theory boys.
I'm actually not going to get into that right now. I'm just going to tease it. We're going to get to that when we get to it, because we got to tell people what we're talking about first.
So this is basically what if Mortal Kombat fights were crypto and it was the year 2000. Do I have that right?
More or less. We're talking about Mortal Kombat Federation of Martial Arts, which is an online...
More like Federation of Martial Arts.
Which is an online game / kind of web series from the year 2000, produced by Threshold Entertainment.
Creators of Mortal Kombat Conquest.
100% in continuity with the rest of the stuff that we have watched on this podcast, dude. It's the glue that's holding it all together at the end of the day.
Lawrence Kasanoff came to me in a dream, and he said that this idea came to him in a dream.
Pretty sure he's done that a few times by now. Let's
He came into my dreams to tell me that this had come into his dreams.
let me give
It was all building up to this.
let me give the
This
listener
is the Avengers Endgame. Sorry.
keep interrupting me, please.
Well, it's not interrupting if I didn't know you were going to start talking.
Let's give the listeners. I'm gonna set this up for the listeners. So Corey, you watched all these videos. You don't have the full context of what this was. I did a little bit of research. I'm going to give a shout out right now to the Mortal Kombat fandom wiki and mortalkombatonline.com for archiving all of this information and all of these videos. Snatched them off the web from the year 2000.
You're heroes.
Yeah, no kidding. All right, here's the setup for what Mortal Kombat Federation of Martial Arts is. It is an online game. And I'm stretching the word game here because basically what it was a fake stock trading model game where you would buy stocks in fighters and then they would broadcast matches between two fighters over the weekend in 3 rounds, like Friday, Saturday, Sunday. You'd get round 1, 2, and 3. And whichever fighter won that match, these were all pre-recorded, predetermined
FMV
matches.
green screen.
FMV green screen atrocities.
Much like wrestling, the outcomes were predetermined, but the violence was real.
It would make the stock of that character go up, and then I guess you'd get more points, and that's how like you would win the game or do better than your friends or whatever. I remember at the time a lot of
That's
these
how you mined Bitcoin in the year 2000.
I remember a lot of these sort of online browser-based games. Similar things to this existed definitely at the time. So
yeah, some of this shit looks absolutely in my mind because I don't know if this touchstone is accurate because there wasn't a lot of FMV on this website as far as I know. But some of this was just like, this looks like something that they did on Newgrounds.
I mean, this was a Flash-based website. So you can't, like, it's the year 2021 and Adobe no longer supports Flash.
Like fucking cowards. They don't want the world to know about Mortal Kombat Federation of Martial Arts.
Yeah, but we're here to fucking tell them. I guess there's ways you can get Flash running in 2021 and archived versions of this website that are accessible somehow. So straight up, if anyone out there listening to this has firsthand experience with this, if you watched it, if you played it at the time, if you can access the archived version now, let us fucking know.
I will pay you in real money. None of that crypto shit. I will give you real money today.
I mean, we're putting a bounty on information.
I will gladly pay you today for a hamburger today, and the bun is the Federation of Martial Arts.
Yeah, let us know. The more anyone with firsthand, because I had no experience with this, but learning about it now, this is 100% something I would have been all in on in the year 2000 if I had an internet connection in my bedroom when I was a kid.
I think what would have happened is that there would have been way fewer kids hooked on phonics because they would have been doing this shit.
Sure, my Dreamcast would have been collecting dust because I would have been on MortalKombat.com the entire time.
Not a single kid would have played Skies of Arcadia.
No, there was probably enough kids doing this instead of playing Skies of Arcadia that's why we're not getting a sequel.
You guys fucked up. You fucked up so bad.
Mortal Kombat ruined it.
Mortal Kombat, right. Skies of Arcadia.
All right, so the way this would work, there's story behind this. This is in continuity. I'm going to give a little bit of a rundown of just the setup. Just the setup for what's going on here. The world's a fucking mess, as we have seen in Mortal Kombat Defenders of the Realm. Everything's out of control. Everyone's just invading everybody else. There's no rules, just right, Outback Steakhouse. The Elder Gods are stepping in, and they're like, we need to institute some kind of a new way to, like, get control of this situation.
Mortal Kombat isn't working. What if we did Mortal Kombat?
Exactly. But instead of making it one tournament every, few generations, they're now like, we need to shift with the times. We got to get on with this 24-hour news cycle. We got to stay relevant. Attention spans are shrinking, all that kind of stuff. We need to make Mortal Kombat an ongoing league instead of just a one tournament every few generations situation. And we're going to title this the Mortal Kombat Federation of Martial Arts.
So, yeah, so this is structured like this is just Mortal Kombat Beer League for one. And they've somehow made this idea of Mortal Kombat and managing the realms and everything even worse than it was initially.
Right.
This is a much worse idea. And also, some of the justification given later is absolute gibberish.
Oh, 100%. 100%.
It's in like about like who is the liaison for the Elder Gods and how like realm management works and who does what. They have no fucking idea. They've lost the goddamn plot over at Elder Gods headquarters. This is them saying,
really,
fuck
really
it,
have.
we don't care anymore.
Yeah, they just want to look like they have some amount of control over
God
the
bless
situation.
them for it though, because what a sight to behold.
So let's give a rundown of
6 pixels per fight. It's great.
Why we care about this on this podcast, aside from the fact that it's really
Aside
fun
from the obvious.
to watch. This series was directed by John Medlin. Corey, do you remember the name John Medlin?
Well, I didn't remember who Ruby was, and that was a week ago.
John Medlin was the stunt coordinator for Mortal Kombat Conquest.
Nice. Yeah, sorry to John. Never was going to remember that.
He was
ever.
also the assistant stunt coordinator for Mortal Kombat Annihilation, and he did stunts on WMAC Masters.
Womack.
We are getting back to our roots with this thing, dude. Seriously. Here's what we're going to see. We're going to see so many
Hikata
fucking
played a
characters.
bicycle in Pacific Blue.
We're going to see archived footage, mostly just one photo, of Jeffrey Meeks Raiden
Where they
and
make
his
his
Shao
mouth
Kahn.
move. Just they dub it over and they just make his mouth move.
They really did.
They dub it over with like a fucking...
You right?
Yeah, I'm good. Keep going.
Let me just get through this. We can get through into the details of how these things appear in a little bit. All right. We're going to get a reference to Omegus, Angelica Bridges as Omegus. We get to see archive footage of Adani Meropis as Quan Chi in one of
Not
these
nearly
fights.
enough of it. Not nearly enough.
Nope. They kind of do it dirty.
They do him big dirty. They turn him into a green reboot man.
We're also going to get the introduction of Fujin into this universe.
And he looks like Reboot too.
That's because they took the photo of Anthony Marquez from the Mortal Kombat 4 character selection screen and just used that. So we're also going to get JJ Perry back as Sub-Zero, Lynn Red Williams back as Jax, Chris Casamassa back as Scorpion, Dana He back as Cyan. John Medlin himself is going to play Ermac and everybody's favorite Mortal Kombat character, Jimmy Cage.
Oh my god, how have we not talked? Oh my god. Those were $650 sunglasses. No cursing. Fuck me.
Gary Ray Stearns, who did stunts and stunt double work on Mortal Kombat Conquest, is here as everybody's favorite Mortal Kombat character, Hikata.
Who looks like a sword guy from Conquest. I'm remembering this now. I'm having a brain blast.
Well, I know a little something about Hikata's backstory. We'll get there. Allegedly, at big asterisks on this.
I was taking a drink when you said that. I nearly destroyed all of the technology I own in my house. Holy shit.
When I said what?
When you said allegedly.
Okay. Big asterisks on this one. Allegedly, Carrie Hoskins Branson, who was the digital model for and the motion capture for Sonya Blade in the games, plays Sonya Blade in this, but I was not able to confirm that.
Confirm it how? Like cross-referencing? Like, are you using the Dewey Decimal System?
She's not listed under the project on IMDb. She's listed as the character on the wiki, but that's not corroborated anywhere else. You know, you need to like confirm like with multiple sources, right? Aren't you in journalism?
No comment. Where do you think I learned that fucking tactic from?
And I could not find credits for who plays Liu Kang, Kitana, Nightwolf, Shang Tsung, or Rain, but they all also appear in this series.
All those actors are cowards for not wanting to be identified with this. I'll say it.
I think there's a very good chance that they just had a bunch of people doubling up and playing multiple characters. So maybe all the named actors that I have played all the characters. You know what I mean?
Oh, I didn't close my window and a dog's barking.
It's all right.
Fuck.
Leave it in.
God damn it. Well, sorry, folks. I'm getting some fresh air. Gonna have to live with it.
I want to talk a little bit about what this show...
Can that dog shut the fuck up? Should I close the window?
Yeah, go close the window. You're
Fuck.
good.
God damn it.
I don't want you getting mad at a dog on the podcast. It's not going to
my
be good
God.
for us.
Holy shit, that was close. Jeez Louise, I'm having a fucking time. Wow. So what happened is I tried to put my headphones around the Coke bottle, and the Coke bottle doesn't have a cap on it because I'm an idiot.
No.
And it hit the top, and it
Dude.
waddled. No, it didn't fall over, but it waddled quite a bit, and I was fucking nervous because it was right over top the part of my desk that has my computer under it, right next to my speakers and my Stream Deck.
Jesus.
Ah.
Federation of Martial Arts has you shook.
And that's me acting up.
All right, so we got something like 52 videos or something of this
54.
series. 54 videos.
I'm convinced at least one is missing because there's a fight that
We only
does
get round
not
1 and 2.
end, but there's only round 1 and 2. Because the Quan Chi fight is the only one that ends after 2 rounds. All the other fights go to 3 rounds, but one of them is missing a video.
And they're all between like 30 seconds to like a minute.
Yeah, except for like one that goes long.
A couple of them go longer, but this thing goes by in the blink of a fucking eye. But they had big plans for this beyond this web series that they did. Apparently, they were in talks with UPN, the United Paramount Network, I believe. Eventually became the CW.
Finally, a Mortal Kombat show like Riverdale.
To create a television version of this show, dude.
Can I be honest with you? That
Yes.
would not have worked even a little bit.
They were going to go for the pro wrestling model, or dare I say, the WMAC Masters model, and have like
Why?
the theatrical, stage fights with like background character drama and stuff like that. They were going to get characters to come back, as many actors as they could. Here's the setup, dude. They were going to have warriors from the following realms show up to battle to conquer each other. We were going to have,
this better be a good list.
obviously, Earth Realm, Outworld, Nether Realm, Zatera, a restored Edenia, and an unnamed realm of female warriors led by Queen Vorpax.
Why didn't we get this fucking show?
Right? I changed your fucking mind, didn't I, with that? They were going to do that. They were like, how fucking cool would it, like, dude, say all the shit you want. If they had done this, I would have watched every fucking episode.
Yeah, we know. You don't need to tell us that.
Gleefully, like.
We'd be talking about it right now.
We would be. If they fucked up by not doing this.
Oh, they fucked up by not giving Tracy Douglas a job, for sure, for one.
I would have, man, I would have loved to have gotten that, to see, like, just.
I can't wait to hear that scream I did later. That's going to be pretty good.
I'm going to throw to you now for your general thoughts and descriptions of these
I thought you were
matches.
going to say Corey Corner.
And some of this shit. We can call it the Corey Corner.
Hillian, you can describe every match the same way. Welcome to the Corey Corner. I've got a lot of notes, but it's mostly just me screaming in text form. So,
yeah, just give us general thoughts about your experience watching these fights, and then I'll get into we'll get into the narrative stuff at the end.
So I mainlined 36 videos in one sitting.
I mainlined 54 apparently.
I was gonna try, but I didn't have it in me.
It's not a competition.
But if it was, I would have lost.
Yeah, you would have
Just
lost like Ermac did in that one fight. I think I don't fucking know.
Everybody loses eventually. That's called dying. I don't know why I don't know where that came from. Just like Taven, eventually you die.
Okay, all right. You know what?
Podcast over.
We're not doing this again.
So the videos are structured such: there is a PowerPoint slide that says who's gonna fight, and in only one instance, there is a ring girl holding a sign.
Yes,
There is only one
weird.
instance of that.
Just
in the whole thing.
Ordinary ring girl.
Ring commander.
Like they could have put her in like Korea armor or something.
Picture a boxing match.
Yeah.
You're picturing the right thing.
Mm-hmm.
And there's some text on screen, and it's like it's fucking, I don't know, Sonya and whoever she fights at the beginning. I already forget most of the actual matchups.
She fights Ermac right away.
Ermac, and there's a voice that goes like round 1, and then some music plays, and then round 1 is mostly nothing fucking happening.
Round 1.
Thank you. Mostly round 1 is nothing happening. It's generally one person sneaking up on the other one or arriving to the fight. And remember, this video is 30 seconds, and like 20 seconds of it are nothing happening. And then at the end, there'll be a couple punches or something, and then it just ends. And then you get round 2, and it opens with the same fucking stupid PowerPoint slide. Repeat as such. Every fight goes to a round 3 where eventually somebody wins. Almost nobody dies. At certain points, there is a booming voice, a disembodied howl that grants mercy occasionally. I don't really know what the deal with that is.
There was a fatality, man.
I know. I said most people don't die.
I'm just remembering it.
There was 2 fatalities. We will get there. And at the end, a winner is declared, and occasionally they redeem themselves for something, and other times it just says they win, and then the word victory. One of the fights happens in somebody's backyard. Scorpion and Nightwolf fight, and it's outside, and Scorpion like opens like a wooden gate just into like a backyard. It's just at somebody's house. It's so fucking weird. And the gist of these fights is they're on big reboot ass looking digital animated backgrounds most of the time, and some people do some fighting, and we have some interesting matchups. We have Sonya and Ermac. We have Sonya and Jimmy Cage. Listener, don't go get the Q-tips. You don't need to clear your ears. You heard me correctly. Jimmy Cage. And I know what you're thinking. Do they explain what the fuck's happening there? No. And at the beginning of his fight, she ruins his sunglasses, and he says that classic line we all love. Hey, those were $650 sunglasses. Just like in the movie. He says that thing that we all love. And Shang Tsung loses a fight to Cian.
Yeah.
Which is weird.
Yeah, that was fun.
The YouTube comments were very mad about that. It's worth looking those up. But she wins and then was told that she was not allowed to kill or destroy him, or she would be destroyed. I don't know why.
That explains it.
Yeah. So if it sounds like I'm rambling, which it definitely does, I can't overstate enough that every single one of these series of 3 videos is structured in the exact same way. There's a round 1 that's really boring, and then 2 fights of like 30 to 45 seconds of people fighting, and somebody is declared a winner. Occasionally, somebody says something sexist.
Oh, yeah, that does happen a few times, doesn't it?
Yeah, Rain says it's a man's world. Why'd they send a woman?
Mm-hmm.
I think Shang Tsung also talks some shit about women. And a bunch of people fight. 2 people die. Cian gets turned to ice and then punched and explodes by Sub-Zero. And then the funniest thing that's ever happened in the history of Mortal Kombat happens in a different fight, which is Liu Kang and Scorpion fight, and Scorpion gets uppercut off this big tower. Not even a tower, it's just a big cylinder, a big silver cylinder. And
it's like that one arena in Deception.
He just falls for a while without moving, and then his body, as it's falling, fucking explodes. Like a Star Wars TIE fighter explosion.
Hell yeah. It's so good.
And
it's
you know,
so much fun
we
to
can
watch.
keep talking about the fights, but I'm going to segue into being able to start mentioning some narrative stuff. So I'm going to tee you up here by saying there is a fight where Sonya is fighting somebody. I don't remember who. Maybe Sub-Zero.
Rain. She was fighting. No, she was fighting Sub-Zero. Yes, you're correct. She was fighting Sub-Zero.
And she's losing. And Jax just intervenes. And the booming, disembodied Elder God voice doesn't like that. And also, Jax maybe murdered somebody.
Maybe Jax murdered somebody.
We can't know for sure.
Look, I'm going to say once again, if anybody else has more information on this.
Neal is frothing at the fucking mouth.
Okay, so here's all right, let's go over to the Neal Nook. Can we go over to the Neal Nook?
You sound like you're desperate for it, so yeah.
Let's go to the Neal Nook. Welcome to the Neal Nook.
It's Gucci. It sure is.
Okay, so what I'm doing right now is reading an Mortal Kombat wiki fandom that I have translated from Spanish into English so that I can tell you all about Hikata.
Oh, finally, I've been dying to know.
According to his known history, there's footnotes There's references to they just link to the regular Mortal Kombat Federation of Martial Arts articles, but this stuff must have been like presented on their website. So we're gonna give this an asterisk, but we're gonna assume that there's a lot more story stuff out there that we just didn't get to see. That was all on this website. Apparently, Hikata was once a Shaolin monk who rebelled against his peers, believing himself to be the true chosen one. He has since lived his own exile in Outworld, and the true nature of his powers is unknown, although it is rumored that he can create weapons with thought, which we do see.
Yeah, he creates like a laser pick.
Also, according to this, he's like super tight bros with Noob Saibot and Ermac.
I don't think you can be friends with Noob Saibot. He doesn't really have what I would describe as a personality.
Well, but we're picking up after Mortal Kombat Annihilation, so he's a part of Ermac now, and he might have softened up, you know what I mean?
He maybe.
Yeah.
I can't argue with that. What do I look like? A guy that can argue with that? What do you think I am? Somebody who can argue with that?
Dude, I feel like this could be fan fiction, but we're just gonna go with it.
Neal, it's all fucking fan fiction.
While Shang Tsung attempts to control the Dark Priests loyal to Ermac, Shang Tsung is about to catch up with Ermac to offer him an alliance, and if he rejects, it would be his end, as well as that of Hikata and Noob Saibot. Eventually, the Dark Priests found the hiding place of Hikata, Ermac, and Noob Saibot in Outworld.
You translated this from Spanish?
And in this place, they were confronted by Shang Tsung, Vorpax, and Scorpion. Noticing the enemy's superiority, Hikata and Noob Saibot kneel, swearing allegiance to Shang Tsung. So Shang Tsung's out there in this universe, in this storytelling, forming alliances with Vorpax.
I've never been more angry
like
about
that.
anything in my life than how much this shit mentions Vorpax without having her fucking show up, for fuck's sake.
This is what I'm saying.
I've never been more angry about anything in my life.
There's information we are missing.
Somebody could break into my house right now and punch me in the mouth, and I would be less mad about that.
I'm going to try my damnedest when we are done with this recording to find the rest of this information. And we're going to revisit this once I fucking find it. And you know me, Corey. I'm not going to rest until I find it.
I think at this point, we just need to find one of the actors and just ask if they made this.
Well, I think this is all stuff. This is all lore written on the Federation of Martial Arts website. This is the kind of stuff they would do to build the lore and hype people up for the fights during the week that would lead into the fights on the weekend. Like lead into the matches, right?
This really did feel like trying to turn Mortal Kombat into pro wrestling.
Yeah, and what's really crazy
Except all
is
the promos are shit.
That the original website address for this was ilovebees.com.
What?
You don't remember the weird like alternate reality Halo game, ilovebees.com?
What?
You really don't know this?
What? What are you talking about? This sounds like some shit you're making up. This isn't real.
It's 100%
I
real.
love bees?
You don't remember when... All right, I'm just posting you a link to the Wikipedia article on it. You don't remember when the Halo 2 trailer came out? Of course, it was Halo 2. You weren't born yet. It flashes like the Bungie website at the bottom, and then it blinks, and it shows ilovebees.com, and then it blinks away. It was an AR game called... it was an alternate reality game, viral marketing for the release of Bungie's 2004 video game Halo 2.
What?
You've never heard of this?
No.
Oh my god, you're gonna have to read that later.
Why are you so surprised?
Because I feel like you of all people would have heard of this guy with 3 Halo 3 posters.
I don't have many more. I was just trying to manifest Halo 9. We're most of the way there.
Good job, you did it. All right. So the other character biography I want to get into
anyway,
a little bit.
Matter. I can't have a fucking stroke about I Love Bees because I'm too busy having a stroke about Federation of Martial Arts.
Totally fair. That's a fair point.
Oh my god.
Anyway, if you would have heard of I Love Bees, that would have been, when I made that joke, it was a very good joke. Anyway.
I believe you. Also, for the record, I was 7.
Sure. It's also crazy. Actually,
sure, like I'm lying to you about it. Believe that when you fucking show me your certificate of birth, asshole. Well, I don't know why I said certificate of birth. Like a normal person would do.
Jesus Christ.
Dude, if you go into the filing cabinet where my birth certificate is and you pull it out, it sends you to ilovebees.com.
What's also crazy is that Mortal Kombat Federation of Martial Arts was sponsored by Slusho, and it all tied into Cloverfield. There we go.
What is Slusho?
God damn it.
I don't play all these fucking ARGs you're playing like a weird dude. What the
I don't
fuck
play
are
them
you
either.
talking about? This is not what I thought we'd be having a freak out about today. You're broken.
Yeah, give me a minute.
You're off the rails, Lieutenant. Give me your badge and gun. If you think about it, they really should have called the website ilovehalo2.com. Thank you.
Anyway, I didn't do either of those AR games. I just know that they exist.
Slusho? The fuck is that?
Yeah.
Anyway, it doesn't matter.
It's that J.J. Abrams thing that he puts in everything, and it somehow
Is that why Star Wars was bad?
Probably.
Anyway, Federation of Martial Arts.
All
So
right.
Hikata is a coward and a narc.
Sure. You want to hear about Jimmy Cage?
Oh, dude, I'm going to tell you right now. There's nothing I've wanted to know more in my life than what the fuck is up with my best friend's little brother, Jimmy Cage.
Well, according to the Mortal Kombat fandom wiki, Jimmy Cage is the alleged brother of Johnny Cage.
Alleged?
He is said to bear a striking resemblance to the actor, but hides a deadly secret.
Is there a fucking DNA paternal dispute?
Jimmy's only fight in Federation of Martial Arts is against Kitana. He begins the fight by looking her over and dismissing her, but she kicks him hard enough to knock his $650 sunglasses off.
You know he's cool because his sunglasses were slightly more expensive than Johnny Cage's sunglasses.
That's right.
And you know he's PG because he refuses to say asshole.
Trivia section here. In Mortal Kombat 11 introduced Jim, a stunt double of Johnny Cage, and appears to at least slightly resemble the movie star. So possibly, hold on, there's a link.
When did they do that? In
Jim,
Mortal
the stunt
Kombat
double
11?
from MK11, appears to at least slightly remember Johnny wearing the Johnny MK4 appearance with boxing tape. Johnny test seemingly made using a marker.
Here's the thing. You would have to be on some absolute copium to really think that was a fucking callback to Federation of Martial Arts. You fucking
I
kidding
don't know,
me?
man. Stranger things have happened, man. Deadly Alliance, Unholy Alliance. I'm just saying, same concept. He appears in 2 challenges, Challenge 13, Hey Jerk, and Challenge 14, Round 2. He also makes a small cameo appearance during story mode behind Johnny Cage when he is challenged to fight Cyrax. So Jim the stunt double is canon. Good for him.
And obviously the other day we all learned some new stuff about Cyrax, which was pretty cool.
Oh, yeah. Okay, that's it for the Neal Nook here. The new characters. I guess there's one more thing, man. If we're gonna assume that all of this stuff is canon, over on Mortal Kombat. I mean, if we're gonna assume that all of this stuff is legit,
You know
we
what
might as
they
well
say about
explore
assuming?
everything I found, right?
They hadn't considered when I believe it was Karl Marx who said that Jimmy Cage is the opium of the masses. I believe it was Karl Marx who said you need to seize the means of the Federation of Martial Arts.
Jesus Christ. Okay.
I believe it was Karl Marx who said Cyrax should be a human again because automation is bad.
All right, if we're going to believe all the information I found so far, and you know what? I think Mortal Kombat Online.
Look, man, we're this deep in. We're
is
borderline.
a trusted source.
We are borderline Mortal Kombat conspiracy theorists. I think we need to believe all of this information.
I think you're right. They posted a link of all of the characters.
With a K.
Yeah, and with characters with a K that were going to be in this thing, right? So we've got, I'm just going to go through the roster here of the overall. Maybe this is everyone who's ever mentioned in any of the stuff written on the website. Maybe this is the stuff they were planning on for the television show version. I don't know. But we got Cyrax, Ermac, Goro, Hikata, Jade, Jax, Jimmy Cage, still Jimmy Cage, but they're using Lyndon Ashby's photo, Kiri, Kitana.
I gotta say, this feels like we're deep in the realm of fan fiction. I know
someone whose code name is Lika, Lika. Maybe that's Liu Kang, and that's his abbreviation for his stock symbol. That's what it is. Right next to him, we've got Mika. Then we've got Melina, Motaro, Nightwolf, Noob Saibot, Omegis, Quan Chi, Rain.
I can't picture this much Omegis content. We're 2 for
Raiden.
2 on Omegis mentions, and like we didn't even get that much Omegis in the fucking show.
Reptile, Scorpion, Shang Tsung, Shao Kahn, Cian, Smoke in cyber form, once again making everything canon. Sonya Blade, and they're showing what's her face from Annihilation, Sub-Zero, and in the bottom right corner, Queen Vorpax.
As it should be, as God intended.
This would have been tight anyway.
Also, I just want to be really quick, if we haven't made it abundantly clear, if you don't believe us, look it up. These videos are exactly what we've been saying. I know it sounds kind of fucking outlandish, but
the link is in the description. The link to the Mortal Kombat Online's playlist is in the description. Go fucking watch them, dude.
This is just what it is.
Watch them. It's so much fun.
There
really,
are so
really
many
fun.
shittier ways you can spend an hour. You can watch like 4 episodes of Defenders of the Realm.
These are 30-second streaming real player clips from the year 2000 that I watched all of in a row this morning on a 50-inch 4K television.
I watched the last few where the lore really gets out of hand at work, and I felt like I was going to have a complete meltdown.
Let's get into the lore. Let's get into the lore and button this fucking episode up. I mean, I could talk about this all day.
Yeah,
honestly,
we don't need to.
But I feel like we should
honestly,
move
I
on.
think people are better served by experiencing it for themselves.
They are, but we got to tell them this. We got to talk about the storyline implications because
Jax committed murder.
they cement my theory firmly into place.
Jackson Bridge commits murder, allegedly. However, the Elder Gods simultaneously do and don't care.
Yeah. So you already mentioned that Jax kind of gets pulled out of this fight, right? That he intervened in with
That he wasn't supposed to be in.
Sonya and Sub-Zero, and we think that that's the infraction, right? But no. cut to Jax being on trial for murder in front of the Elder Gods.
Hold on, it's so important. It's so important that we make this unequivocally clear. In a video before this trial happens, the Elder Gods say out loud, "Look, we know that Jax might have committed a murder, and we don't care."
You're doing it again.
No, I'm not.
Yeah, you are.
No, I'm not.
They
These
say
are
that
the
after the
order that
trial.
we watched it in. No, this is the order I watched it in.
But that's the wrong order.
I didn't know that. It's a fucking playlist.
All right, go on.
You linked
please.
me to a playlist. I was
Sure.
like, can I just watch this? And you said yes.
You know what? I'm taking it back. I'm going to go ahead and say maybe you're right. Maybe a little video comes before the trial.
At 2 points, they say, also, in my notes, I make a guess that maybe the playlist was out of order, but it's not. I'm not clear. It literally
knows?
says, no,
guess
the
there's
playlist
honestly
was out of
no way
order
of
this
knowing.
way. What the redemption was for, maybe. So Jax murdered someone, and they're like, we don't care. Allegedly. And then they're like, there's illicit portal activity threatening to overrun Earthrealm with ninjas, which sounds like some Defenders of the Realm shit. And they're like, we don't
100%.
we don't care about that.
Put a pin in that. Big theory, boys.
What they care about before the trial, in the order that I saw this, was that Raiden is on a big screen, and he's an Elder God.
Yes.
And the Council of Elder Gods has decided they can't waste their time anymore monitoring the Federation of Martial Arts.
Mm-hmm.
They wanted that to be Raiden's job. But they've decided that Raiden has too many outbursts and has shown that he is not able to be an impartial judge because his bias for Earthrealm is beyond repair. So they want to send another god for that task, and they say that he is no longer an Elder God because of his Earth bias, which is a fucking logistical nightmare in its own right. And they say that he is not the force in Earthrealm, but they're also saying he can't be an Elder God anymore or the god of Earthrealm because of his bias for Earthrealm or something.
Here's where you're mixed up, okay? This definitely happened after the trial of Jax.
Not in the video I watched it in. Trust me.
Well, I understand.
But
They did it.
all I'm saying is my notes are in this order because of the order I watched this in. That is how I experienced it.
But the outburst that we see him have is the one where he comes to Jax's defense. And that's I think worse, because that's when the Elder Gods are like, now we don't care if Jax murdered someone or not, but we do fucking care that Raiden came to Jax's defense.
Look, man, I'm sorry I'm fucking this up, but I can't do anything about it. I watched it in a fucked up weird order. It's all stupid bullshit anyway, but if you've got the canon order, feel free to take over.
It's okay, buddy. Just chillax. I'm the Elder Gods, and this is what we sound like.
They
This
really
is what
do.
everyone sounds like on this show.
Including Raiden for some reason.
I'm Raiden, God of Thunder. This really is how everybody sounds.
Yeah, I'd like to make unequivocally clear that when Jeff Meek shows up, he's a picture on a big laser screen, and
He totally is.
They just like put a picture, a fucking JPEG of Jeff Meek into Photoshop, and they cut around his mouth, and they make it move up and down, and it's the funniest thing I've maybe ever seen in my life.
I think the chaos in this episode is representative of the chaos in Federation of Martial Arts.
I didn't realize that being an elder god who was the liaison for the other elder gods at the Federation of Martial Arts that they made even stupider than Mortal Kombat was just a job you could have qualifications for.
All of those points count and are 100%. Every point you've raised makes perfect fucking sense. I just want to talk about the trial of Jax first, all right? Because Jax is being accused of murdering.
Perfect fucking sense. That is a lie. It's correct, but that doesn't mean it makes sense.
All right, whatever. Semantics. Jax is on trial for murdering somebody allegedly, and this somebody that he has allegedly murdered was somebody who was going to join the Federation of Martial Arts and be on Outworld's side, and this is something that could have thrown off the balance and tipped the odds in Outworld's favor, and that's why Jax is being accused of murdering this person. And
now you've forgotten who it is too. Not so funny now, is it?
So he's on trial. He's like up on the stand in front of the Elder Gods, which are like water, fire, and vapor or some shit, right?
Fucking vaporwave.
And there's just this like screen like popped up in the corner that's like with like a waveform on it of whoever the prosecution is.
The lawyers just sound like regular people.
The lawyers sound like
also,
regular
there
fucking
are
people.
lawyers in Elder God room.
Yes.
What the fuck?
And the prosecuting attorney is like, we've established that he's jealous. We've established that there were people around at the time.
There's a crowd that boos.
And finally, we've found the last thing, the image from the eyes of the person that Jax allegedly murdered, the last thing they saw before they died. And it's a picture of Jax, and he's like kind of covered in blood, but like in an appropriate, not gory way because this was a web series.
Cool, hot way.
Like someone took MS Paint to a photo of him and just kind of like scribbled some blood down his face with the pencil.
That's Mortal Kombat.
And they're like, this is the final thing that Ruby saw before she died. Fucking Ruby. We've got Mortal Kombat Annihilation, Jax in a series fighting Cian, played by Dana He, and Quan Chi, played by Adani Meropis.
Friend of the show.
And Jax is on trial. And Jax is on trial for killing Ruby from Defenders of the Realm episode 12, the one where Jax's grandfather dies. Are you fucking kidding me?
Hold on.
Definitive proof.
His grandfather's
Definitive
dead.
proof.
His grandfather's dead.
Sorry, the one where Jax's grandfather
Also,
was
how
dead
can
already?
Ruby live so fucking long? When did this happen?
Ruby's from a different realm. Did you even watch the show?
That was a joke, Neal. This is a comedy show. So
Right, and my joke was that
actual
joke.
question. Yeah, and my
Sure.
joke was that joke. We could do this forever. That could be the rest of the episode. Could just be us saying back and forth. That was my joke. So when could this possibly have happened?
The timeline is clear.
Oh, excuse me. Why'd
Mortal
you say that
Kombat
like
Conquest.
fucking Ben Shapiro?
Let's assume just for a minute that this actually is.
The worst thing about Ben Shapiro that could be true is that he cares about what we're talking about.
There actually is one timeline, and that one timeline is Mortal Kombat Conquest, Mortal Kombat Journey Begins,
Yo,
Mortal
I hate
Kombat
this.
1995
I hate
movie,
this so much. But no, say it for real.
Mortal Kombat Annihilation. I'm giving the order. All right,
Yeah,
Conquest.
but say it not in stupid voice.
Our timeline starts at Conquest, right?
Mm-hmm.
We go from Conquest into Journey Begins / Mortal Kombat 95. Journey Begins contains flashbacks to events we saw before and during and between Conquest eras. We've also got that little bit of timeline thing we talked about the events that would have happened between Conquest and Mortal Kombat 95. We roll into Annihilation. From Annihilation, We think everything's all like well and good, right? At the end of that
Hunky-dory.
movie. But turns out it's not. Earthrealm's still being invaded. Shao Kahn survived. There's all kinds of chaos going on. Mortal Kombat Defenders of the Realm. Next up, right?
Sure.
Clear sequel to Mortal Kombat Annihilation.
Everybody knows
Has
that.
to be. Has to be. Because that's where we establish Ruby as the character who is then murdered by somebody. We don't know who yet.
Yeah, that
I mean, we know who.
we know this was all done with intent because they knew they were definitely going to do this in the year 2000 and really needed to set it all up.
In Mortal Kombat Federation of Martial Arts. One timeline. Inarguable. Tell me I'm wrong. You can't. I fucking win. Dude, I win.
Like you win the podcast?
I win all podcasts.
Was it a contest?
No, it was with
this a
myself.
Mortal contest?
I'm a champion.
So do you feel like do you feel as if you've offered inarguable proof that our conviction from episode 1 of this show, by our conviction I mostly mean yours, because
yes.
I wasn't really in the hunt for that. Do you feel like you've done your job, that you've met due diligence?
I have done my fucking job. This is a universe now, a series, Federation of Martial Arts, that incorporates Conquest characters, Annihilation characters, Mortal Kombat 90, brothers of Mortal Kombat 95 characters, Defenders of the Realm characters, all in one fucking thing. It's all connected, dude.
So
It's all connected.
listeners,
This is the first time this Ruby, an animation-only character, mentioned in
do we know it's
Federation
the
of
same
Martial Arts.
Ruby?
It's 100% the same Ruby.
Is there even a slim chance that it could be a different Ruby?
Not according to the Wikipedias.
And we all know those are true and correct.
Mhm.
So, listeners, do me a favor. Send us
Just
a
think
voice.
about-
Hold on.
Okay.
Take your time.
Mhm.
Hold your horses. Just like Jack's.
I hate horses.
hold them in place so they can't do all that shit you hate, like run and breathe.
Hold your centaurs.
Who is that?
That was me saying hold your centaurs.
That was me, Neal.
I did that. There's no one else on this call, Corey.
Listeners, send us a voice message. Tell us if you think that Neal is convincing you here. Tell us what you think about this earth-shattering revelation. Tell us.
I will
if
bring
you,
on all challengers.
yeah, or supporters. We want reaction to this earth-shattering news. And if you decide to watch any Federation of Martial Arts, I would die for some direct reaction to that.
Hell yeah. Send all of those in. Any information anybody has, anyone's experience with this
You're
thing.
gonna
I wanna
put out a
hear about
fucking
it.
Amber Alert for this shit. You are like on one right now.
I mean, maybe a silver alert, but
Ruby Alert.
yeah, I'm going to put out a Ruby alert for anybody who has been has firsthand experience with playing or watching Mortal Kombat Federation of Martial Arts in the year 2000 into 2001. Anyway, so Jax is on trial for murdering Ruby.
Allegedly.
You know, his girlfriend from 2 episodes ago in Defenders of the Realm. That's how you know it's the same Ruby, for starters. Mentioned jealousy and things like that.
yeah, because
right?
we watched them closer together. That means they were close together when they happened.
They might be.
Eh.
This is the sequel to Defenders of the Realm. So then the defendants like give their case, and their case is basically Jax is a nice guy, and also
Yeah, he was hugging her. It's basically
there was
the defense.
they were like there was a footprint on her from a wound.
And Jax
and it
got
doesn't-
big feet, but it don't match.
It doesn't match Jax's big feet, so it couldn't have been him.
You know what they say about big feet?
Big arms. Because then the defense comes around and says, "Hey,
No,
Jax,
the prosecutor
punch
comes
this."
around and
The
says,
prosecutor comes around and says, "Hey, Jax, punch this
Floating sheet of steel."
And he does. And then they go, "Aha! That wound wasn't a footprint; it was a fist print."
Because he's
and it
got
matches
giant
Jax's
hands.
perfectly." And you know what they say about a man with big hands?
He's got metal arms.
But he doesn't have his metal arms in this. He took them off.
But he owns them.
It's wild.
He
still
owns
owns
metal
them,
arms.
for sure.
That's all I'm saying.
So now the Elder Gods are ready to condemn Jax to death. Destruction, pardon me.
Via slow crushing.
A slow crushing
In a machine of their design.
under a hydraulic press.
They say
Much
machine
like-
of their design like they invented some cool shit. It's just a hydraulic press.
They're going to crush Jax to death in a hydraulic press, much like the ending credits to The Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog, a.k.a. the one
The
with the
good
chicken
one.
robot.
The good one.
Thank you.
So what happens from there? Obviously, a very normal trial happens, right? Nothing weird happens. They just kill Jax, and Jax is dead.
Jax is just awaiting his smushing when who busts into the Elder God's chambers? The fucking Defenders of the Realm do, dude. It's Sonya, Liu Kang, and Nightwolf.
In
Nightwolf's off
elemental portals,
and Raiden shows up too
on a
right?
screen.
Mm-hmm. So they are attacking the Elder Gods. We got Hikata fighting Liu Kang. I think Shang Tsung fighting Nightwolf.
Sony's fighting
Ermac. Which, by the way, all of these fight scenes with them are the same fight scenes like those are rounds they already had. They just took the video and stuck them into this.
I didn't even notice that.
100% they did. And you got Jax up there just talking shit. Again, in reused footage. He's just talking shit at the Elder Gods, asking them if they want some. You want some of this?
You want some of Jax?
Also reused footage from his match with Rain in this.
Dude, cutting costs.
And Raiden pops in and he's like, "You will set Jax free. He's not the murderer.
We have the evidence.
We found the real murderer." And then he pops in another Jax,
who is revealed via lightning strike and explosion to be, I gotta be honest, the scene was kind of desaturated. Could not tell what ninja it was supposed to be.
It's not any of the ninjas we know. It's just a generic
gray ninja?
It's a black dragon ninja, because once he's revealed,
this is so weird.
He says,
is the weirdest shit.
"Death to Ruby and all traitors, death to Earthrealm, long live the black dragon." And then the hydraulic press just smashes him.
Yes. And I got to level with you, Neal. I don't know what. At this point, I've lost the fucking plot.
Yeah.
Who the fuck was that? Why is the Black Dragon getting involved?
I don't fucking know, dude. Because it's Mortal Kombat.
Was Ruby
what else
even
are they gonna
involved
do?
with the Black Dragon?
Maybe that's what happened.
How
that's what
did
I'm saying.
she traitor them?
I bet there's storyline.
Oh wait, Neal, we have a perfect line of dialogue for that.
Traitors! I will crush you both!
Thank you. That being Ruby and Jax and crush in a big press.
Literally crushed.
I'll be here all
perfect.
week.
So it's now the point where the Elder Gods are talking to everyone, and they're like, "This is it. Sorry, we almost murdered you, Jax, by accident. We don't care about that, and we don't care about all of these attacks on Earthrealm.
We care about Raiden being a shitheel.
You guys have been dealing with these invasions for 13 episodes now, and we just don't give a fuck. Nobody cares about Defenders of the Realm, the Elder Gods most of all."
May I?
You may.
So they set up, they're like, look, as I said earlier, Raiden can't trust them for shit. He's an Elder God, not anymore. Fuck him. Likes Earthrealm too much. He was our liaison to the Federation of Martial Arts, but because he is in charge of Earthrealm, he likes it too much, but also because he was our liaison, he wasn't in charge of Earthrealm. He was supposed to be impartial or something. Blah, 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 whatever. Anyway, we're searching for an appropriate force to represent the Elder God Council and the Federation. We need a fighter with skill and admirable intentions, wise adherence to traditional Mortal Kombat rules, and intellectual brilliance, a.k.a. they put up a job posting on LinkedIn. And Neal, can I list off the 4 people they think would be a good fit?
Yes, please. Please list them off.
Before I do that, can I remind you that they need to have admirable intentions?
Yes, of course. Yeah, that's important for a job like this.
So 1,
yeah,
Fujin, God of Wind.
Okay, I mean, we haven't met him in this universe, but like I think I could see that for Fujin.
I'm not going to say these in order because it's funnier if I do it this way.
Feels like a lateral move from Raiden.
It really is. 2, Katana.
Yeah,
I'd be a little worried about the whole bias problem against Outworld, seeing as, I mean, I guess not. The Elder Gods don't seem too worried about that, given...
At this point, she somehow managed to free Edenia, according to the plotline of this, so, you know, maybe...
The second person they name... First of all, I've just noticed on Discord it says we are an unknown region, and that is so funny because it could just be that we're in Mataro's region.
We are definitely in Mataro's region. The
second person they list, because Katana is 3rd, but I wanted to, you gotta know when to hold them, know when to fold them.
Sure.
Oh, Megis.
Oh, fucking Megis.
Her intentions are not good, bro.
Again, we just cleared up a trial about Ruby, and now we were talking about Megis for Mortal Kombat Conquest. So what qualifies her for this job? Does just the fact that she lives forever?
The requirements are a fighter of skill and admirable intentions, wise adherence to traditional Mortal Kombat rules, and intellectual brilliance.
Yeah, she's 2 out of 4 on that, I'd say. She's a pretty smart cookie.
That's not good enough.
I'm just saying, she's also immortal,
Lest
so like
we
they can
forget,
rely on her.
Who's 4th? They only picked out 4 fucking people for this goddamn job. Like, they're trying to decide who in Outworld's got talent. And they're like,
Right.
We've got one person left. Who could it be? Fucking Shao Kahn.
What?
A.
Shao Kahn.
Intentions, bad. B. Already Emperor of Outworld. How could he be an appropriate representative if Raiden is not? C.
The Elder Gods are lost their fucking
Bad
minds.
man.
Lost their minds.
Raiden then intervenes instantly.
Yeah.
He's like, hold the fucking phone.
Yeah, no fucking way. Mind
Him
you,
being the representative of the Elder Gods would be a crime against Earthrealm.
it's Jeff Meek, Raiden.
But he talks like this the whole time.
And then also, at this point, it's already been so muddled that they haven't made clear if this was a representative within Earthrealm for the Federation of Martial Arts or the liaison for the Elder Gods of the Federation of Martial Arts, because they've said both.
I think it's that.
Yes, I agree, but they've said both, and they're clearly not the same thing.
Are you saying that they didn't spend a whole lot of time writing this thing?
Then it gets put to a fucking vote,
It does.
and it's clearly for the people watching the videos because it just sort of ends.
That's
but
it.
Shao Kahn is
That's
the
it.
only one of the 4 people who gets dialogue, and I think it might be from Conquest.
It's 100% from Conquest.
Yeah, okay,
yeah,
that's
that
it.
was Jeff Meek. That was Jeff Meek, Shao Kahn for sure.
Just yelling some shit.
That's it, dude. That is it. Presumably, it would have continued on in the television show. Maybe whoever got voted would have been the person, like the host of the show. And you know they were definitely going to go with Angelica Bridges for that.
Listener, if you feel mentally exhausted, imagine watching it and having to comprehend it.
It was a wild ride. Everyone out there should fucking spend some time watching this. It is the craziest thing. I genuinely enjoyed it. Like, I loved the cheese of the green screen and blue screen backgrounds. It was just fun to watch in that way. I love seeing Conquest shit, dude. They brought a bunch of Conquest shit back for this. They brought back stuff from the live action movies, of course. It's nice seeing Mortal Kombat with actual people and not cartoon blobs, you know?
Yeah, I gotta say though,
This has some charm to it.
I didn't especially enjoy the fights. They're very silly and they're at least
They
quick.
are.
But I didn't get a lot out of it. But then the lore stuff is so fucking mental, just absolutely
Yes.
sicko mode twisted bullshit that I had a lot of fun with that.
You have to watch the
Everybody,
episodes.
you have to watch. You have to.
You've got to see it. You've got
You
to
have
see
to
it.
see
This is
it to fucking believe it.
the things that they did, the weird lawyer
The crimes they
waveform
commit.
popped up screens.
Oh my god, it's so fucking good.
The reuse footage, the times where you can just tell this is just a photograph, this is just a still image, and
Look
we're
at this
animating like a candle
photograph.
flames. It is wacky.
Anyway, I can think of no higher point to end on for Threshold Entertainment.
That's it. This is the cap. It is the proof. The proof that this is all one consistent timeline. Characters crossing over. Characters from one series running into characters from another series, from a movie, all this kind of shit. Definitive fucking proof. I feel vindicated. I am shocked. I am shocked that the answers, the proof that I've been looking for.
All hidden right at the end like a good twist.
Right at the end. Right in Mortal Kombat Federation of Martial Arts.
You said Federation with vitriol in your heart. Federation of Martial Arts.
Federation of Martial.
More like martial farts.
Federation of Martial Arts.
And I'm so upset that we didn't get the live action network television version of this.
Yeah, that would have been a fucking trip.
Like WMAC Masters. That would have been so much fucking fun to watch.
I have to look that show up again because I can't totally remember specifically what it is, and I feel like I need to refamiliarize myself with the bit.
Don't worry. I've got a playlist. I'll send it to you.
I'm sure you do.
You can just watch the whole thing.
I feel like I need a nap after this shit.
I'm feeling, I don't know about you, man. I'm feeling a little, I know we're out of the Threshold universe, but I'm feeling a little thirsty for some Conquest content. What about you?
Yeah, this has been good. This has been absolutely twisted. But sometimes you can't. It's like you know how they keep trying to fuck with Coca-Cola?
Sure, yeah.
Mortal
Yeah,
Kombat
yeah. Especially Coke
Conquest
Zero.
is kind of like just drinking an iced chilled glass of normal beverage Coca-Cola.
This was like full sugar.
This was like drinking gasoline.
Coke with gasoline. Is that
Yeah, it powers your
the new
car.
beverage? This is like drinking Coke with milk.
This is like drinking milk out of a shoe.
Yeah, man. I think for the next episode, maybe it's time that we release MK Podquest versus Mortal Podcast Round 2. What do you think?
Yeah, I think it's time that we remember our good friends Kung Lao and Ciro and Taja and Ben Meckler.
All right, so stay tuned for that next week. But for now, Corey, I think we need to.
I need to take a fucking nap.
Yeah,
I'm tired.
our brains are fucking broken from this one.
Holy shit.
Let's get the fuck out of here before the Elder Gods put us on trial
Before we
murder.
get sent to Elder God jail. Whatever the fuck that means.
What do you have to plug?
I have another podcast where nobody gets sent to prison generally, called They Made Another One, where we watch like sequels and reboots and remakes and stuff, generally forgotten ones. That's kind of our whole vibe. I do that with my friends Liam and Mitch. You can find that at They Made Another on Twitter, and They Made Another One on all your podcast services. And you can follow me on Twitter if you want. I mostly share podcasts there and tweet about Formula One. And that is on at Mr. Corey Price.
At Mr. Corey Price on Twitter.
Yeah.
You can find me scouring the internet for more information about Mortal Kombat Federation of Martial Arts, or on Twitter at Final Neal, or Instagram on my retro gaming account at Final Neal Retro.
Big Ciro's Big Doors.
There's also Big Ciro's Big Doors out there on Instagram, so go check that one out at Egrestagram. And if you have any information at all about what we just watched, the Mortal Kombat FOMA,
FOMA D's
up.
nuts.
Twitter, Instagram at MK Podquest. God damn it, dude. Twitter and Instagram at MK Podquest. Email us, mkpodquest@gmail.com. Send us in a voice message, anchor.fm/mkpodquest. Give us money at ko-fi.com/mkpodquest. Give us money along with your information about Federation of Martial
About your
Arts.
personal identity and where you live and shit.
Subscribe to the show in your podcast app. We're on all the platforms. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. Rate and review us 5 stars. Thank you so much for listening. We have crossed 1 year of doing this nonsense podcast, and that's pretty cool. We will be back next week to talk to Ben Meckler about Mortal Kombat Conquest. But for now, we both need some fucking naps, dude.
Oh my god. More like oh my gods, am I right?
Farewell, Lawrence Kazanoff.
Farewell, Sean Catherine Derrick, wherever you are.
Farewell. Farewell, Vorpax.
Farewell, Vorpax. Vorpax only.